Today, we're talking about single-player games that completely pull you in and never let go. These are the games that make you lose track of time, where the story, gameplay, and world are so good you can't stop playing. If you love getting lost in amazing solo adventures, you're in the right place. Without wasting more time, let's get into the video. In Ori and the Will of the Wisp, everything feels electric from the second you start moving through its lush, vibrant world. It's not just the incredible art style, which looks like someone painstakingly painted every leaf, every creature, every little bit of sunlight. No, it's the fluidity of how you control Ori. Each jump, dash, wall run. It's also elegant and seamless that the platforming itself becomes one of the most satisfying parts of the game. You aren't just playing through this world, you're dancing with it. Now, the story dives deep into themes of love, loss, and sacrifice. Without going over the top, its emotional beats just hit, especially with the way the music pulls you into those heavier moments. This is one of those games where the soundtrack is almost as important as the visuals, building tension in the difficult parts and releasing all that pent-up emotion when the story hits those heartfelt moments. The gameplay has its hooks from the very first area, mostly because everything feels so intuitive. You explore these beautifully interconnected areas, and each new ability you unlock folds into the world design perfectly. So, something you couldn't reach before suddenly becomes accessible, and it makes the backtracking feel worth it, not like a chore. Combat, too, is punchier this time around. You've got this more dynamic toolkit with the Spirit Edge and weapons like this Spirit Arc, and every face-off feels fast and precise. It's a game that keeps giving, from its stunning visuals to its rewarding gameplay loop, until you lose track of time entirely. I know I have been frequently mentioning this game in this channel, but why not? Ghost of Tsushima grabs you with its cinematic visuals right from the start. It's hard to overstate how breathtaking the island of Tsushima looks. Whether you're riding through fields of tall grass swaying in the wind, standing atop cliffs overlooking crashing waves, or sneaking through dense forest during the rainstorm, every frame feels like it could be straight out of a samurai film. And the game isn't shy about letting you drink all of that in. Swapping between Jinsukai's intense katana duels and moments of pure serenity like sitting for a haiku or soaking in a hot spring creates this rhythm that's impossible to pull away from. Then there's the combat, fast, fluid, and deliberate. The first encounter has you drawing your sword in one of those classic standoffs, anticipating the enemy's move before you strike. It's swift but precise, and after that, you're in, adapting to the intensity of your katana battles. You switch between 4 different stances to take on various foes, and you quickly catch on that combat here isn't just about mashing buttons. It's a dance of parries, dodges, and calculated attacks. Whether you're facing an entire bandit camp or taking on a skilled Ronin in a duel, every fight feels like a scene painted with deadly grace. The world itself has this seamless balance between beauty and brutality. As Jin, you struggle between maintaining the honor of a samurai and becoming the Ghost, an assassin willing to do whatever it takes to defend his home. It's a journey constantly pulling you between those two sides, making each decision, each battle, a memorable part of this sprawling, emotional odyssey. Right off the bat, Hollow Knight's hand-drawn aesthetic pulls you in with its haunting charm. It's a game where every frame feels like art, but beyond the visuals, it's the world of hollowness that grips you. As soon as you take control of the little knight, you're exploring a maze of forgotten cities, dark tunnels, and creepy ruins, all waiting to be uncovered piece by piece. There's no hand-holding here, which is what makes it so intriguing. You wander through mysterious paths and ancient corners, unsure of where you're going, but eager to find out. Figuring things out on your own lends a sense of accomplishment to every discovery, every map update. The combat is tight too. You notice quickly how smooth the controls feel. Jump, strike, dodge, repeat, and nothing about it feels loose or out of place. There's a rhythm to it. The enemies are challenging enough to keep you on your toes without crossing that line into frustrating. And then there's the platforming, which is just as precise, making every leap an opportunity to master your movements. But it's not just the mechanics that pull you. The world feels like it's hiding something, begging you to piece together its secrets. Through cryptic bits of dialogue and environmental storytelling, you're sucked into the lore without even trying. It's both melancholic and alive, somehow vast, yet intimate at the same time. And just when you think you've explored one area enough, a whole new section opens up, renewing that feeling of awe.
I recognize that stance. Perhaps you've had some training after all.
If you're even remotely a fan of Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order grabs you from the get-go. The opening moments drop you into the silent hum of a galaxy hiding from the Empire, following Cal, a scrappy young Jedi in exile trying to avoid detection. But what immediately stands out is the feeling of action. The lightsaber combat is the heart of this game, and from that first swing, it feels incredibly responsive. Every block, parry, and lightsaber strike carries weight. You're not button mashing your way through enemies here. Instead, it's about timing, knowing when to deflect blaster bolts or weaving perfect lightsaber combos through stormtroopers. It strikes a perfect balance between strategic and fast-paced in a way that keeps the tension up. What keeps you drawn into Jedi Fallen Order, beyond combat, is the exploration. Climbing, wall running, and leaping across vast landscapes channel those classic adventure vibes, but with a lightsaber on your back. As Cal grows in his power, especially with force abilities like pushing enemies or freezing them mid-combat, the exploration becomes entwined with how you navigate the often puzzle-like worlds. Everything feels connected. Your skills open new paths, and sometimes you're revisiting planets just to unlock new areas with your upgraded abilities. There's always a sense of discovery tied directly to your skill progression, whether you're piecing together ancient Jedi history or just absorbing the atmosphere in some of the most beautifully crafted planets in the Star Wars universe. It's a story-driven adventure mixed with deep, satisfying combat that just begs for the next encounter or climb. And every time you return to the Mantis, your trusty ship, you're ready for the next chapter in your Jedi journey. Prey drops you into a space station called Talos 1, and right away it feels off. It's got this detailed, polished sci-fi look, but there's an unsettling vibe. You're not quite sure where the dangers are lurking. Turns out, the whole station's infested with shape-shifting aliens, the kind that can disguise themselves as everyday objects. Early on, you'll go to pick up what looks like a mug, and bam, it morphs into a mimic and leaps at you. Moments like this immediately crank up the tension, making you constantly second-guess everything around you. But what really keeps you hooked here is the gameplay freedom. Sure, there are objectives to complete, but how you go about them is up to you. Let's say you need to get through a locked door. You could find a keycard, or you could crawl through a vent, blast the door open with a weapon, or even turn into a tiny object using a mimic ability you've unlocked and roll your way inside. Prey thrives on open-ended situations. So, instead of dropping you into the usual fight-or-die scenarios, it challenges you to think through problems in creative ways. Between the creepy atmosphere, interesting enemies, and near-limitless approach to problem-solving, you end up completely absorbed. Every area feels like it's hiding secrets, every room potentially masking an enemy, and when you pair that with deep crafting systems and evolving abilities, you're constantly tempted to stay a bit longer, just to see what else you can uncover. Returnal wastes no time throwing you into its relentless jungle of chaos. The moment you crash land on this alien planet, you're gripped by a sense of isolation. Celine, your character, is abandoned in an eerie, rain-soaked landscape, and that feeling stays with you throughout. It's a roguelike at its core, but it hits differently because each run feels like you're both unraveling the planet's mysteries and diving deeper into Celine's psyche. The haunting atmosphere gets under your skin pretty quickly, but the thing that keeps you coming back is the fast-paced, bullet hell combat. It's all about reacting quickly. Every combat encounter turns into a flurry of attacks, dodging, and pulsing alien energy. Shooting feels fluid, and the variety of weapons and randomly generated upgrades makes each run unique. No two sessions play out exactly the same. The loop is brutal, but that's what makes overcoming each death satisfying. You die, but you learned. Every failure tells you something. How to avoid that wave of enemies, how to anticipate a boss's attacks, or where to find hidden upgrades. The game rewards this kind of progression not through leveling up or permanent power-ups, but through your awareness and strategic growth. The world shifts as you do, and uncovering bits of Celine's fragmented memories pulls you deeper into the mystery, making every new area worth the struggle. The more you push, the more obsessed you become with reaching the next twisted chapter of the story, not for answers, but for the experience.
Listener termination protocol initiated.
Think high-speed parkour meets instinct-based combat, and you've got the essence of Ghostrunner. The blade slices through enemies like butter, but here's the thing: you move just as fast as the game's pace demands. There's no walking through this cyberpunk dystopia. It's all quick reflexes, wall running, grappling across neon-lit blades of building edges, and dashing through enemies in one clean motion. One moment, you're running across a glass wall, scanning for turrets, and the next, you're slicing through heavily armed guards in rapid succession. The game constantly pushes you to be inventive with every move. And it doesn't hold your hand. Every encounter with enemies becomes a one-hit challenge. You miss a dodge, or you step into enemy fire, and it's over. Respawn, and you're back at it, but it never feels repetitive. Instead, you're tweaking the way you approach each fight, trying new angles of attack, mastering the patterns of a level, and switching between cybernetic abilities. Yes, you're running around, but all the while, you're becoming a deadlier version of yourself with each attempt. The world definitely helps suck you in too. It's got this Blade Runner meets Ninja Gaiden vibe, with neon lights reflecting off metal surfaces everywhere you go. The towering megastructures and electronic score seem to pulse in rhythm with the action. You're not just chasing after enemies, you're fighting alongside the city's beat. Ghostrunner just doesn't give you a chance to slow down, and that's exactly what makes it so addictive. It's about precision, speed, and pure adrenaline, all wrapped in that dark, dystopian atmosphere. Dead Cells hits that sweet spot for roguelikes. You've got this fluid, fast-paced combat system. You're dodging, parrying, slicing through waves of enemies. And what's great is how the game makes you feel powerful, right off the bat. Even though you know dying is inevitable, the movement especially makes Dead Cells stand out. It's not just about hitting enemies. You're zipping up walls, dodging arrows midair, and chain sprinting through rooms without breaking the flow, all while avoiding traps left and right. It's that constant satisfying rhythm that gets you locked in. And every run, it's never the same. The random level generator makes sure of that. Environments shift, enemies change, weapons you pick up tell their own stories, and every death is a chance to try something entirely new. The thrill here comes from adapting on the fly. One run you're relying on swift flows with twin daggers, next, maybe you're dropping turrets to do half your work. It's unpredictable in the best way. On top of the combat, there's this risk-reward system. You collect cells to upgrade your stats and weapons, but use them wisely or lose them on death. Trying to push one more zone before cashing in your upgrades can lead to either huge payoffs or crushing defeat. That constant balance between gambling with rewards and the urge to just go one more time keeps the adrenaline pumping. You'll lose track of time. Easy. Within moments of starting The Witcher 3, you're dropped into a sprawling world that feels overwhelmingly alive. Geralt's quest may begin with just a hunt for his missing ward, Ciri, but it quickly spirals into a deeper tale, full of political intrigue, personal vendettas, and mystical forces clashing in the background. And here's the thing, it's not just the main story that ropes you in. Everything in this world is engaging. Even the smallest side quests have a level of depth and consequence most games reserve for their primary plot. After one or two of these, you realize this is a game that makes you care about the little things. Combat's no slouch either. Each sword swing, spell cast, or dodge feels precise. It's all about rhythm, knowing when to strike, when to pull back, and using both Geralt's brute force and magical abilities effectively. Alchemy and crafting add layers of depth, making every battle about more than just brute strength. Then there's the world itself. You'll get lost, literally and figuratively. The environments range from war-torn villages to haunted forests, each packed with atmosphere and danger. It's not just beautiful, it's alive. NPCs go about their lives, making towns feel real and dynamic. You'll stumble across random events or hear snippets of conversations that deepen the world's lore without any conscious effort to track them down. Exploring isn't just a task, it's a reward. Every corner of The Witcher 3's world holds a secret, a character, or even a beast waiting to test your skills. It keeps you moving forward, curious to uncover that next thread in Geralt's intricate tapestry. Hades hooks you fast because the combat system is tuned to perfection. Every slash of the sword, every dodge to avoid an incoming hit. It's like your fingers already know how to play the game after just a few runs. And with its roguelike loop, you start to get attached to every mistake and death. Each attempt feels like meaningful progress, even when you fail. The game has this addictive flow that's hard to break, and the random gifts from the gods keep each run feeling fresh. You never quite know which ability you'll be blessed with, and that unpredictability is half the fun, but it's not just about the fight mechanics. The characters here, Zagreus, Hades, Persephone, and more, are surprisingly human in the middle of this mythical underworld. The relationships are surprisingly complex, and you'll actually want to talk to everyone because you care about their stories. Conversations don't repeat mindlessly, they grow and evolve. So while you're slashing through hordes of enemies, you're also gradually pulling on the thread of a story about family, belonging, and a lot of frustration. It leaves you with this tense push-pull. You want to crush your enemies and dash your way out of hell, but you'll also pause to listen to every scrap of dialogue. That combination of layered storytelling and masterclass in action gameplay makes it one you'll return to again and again and again. And that's it for our list of single-player games that totally hook you. Did we miss any of your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy gaming.